Hello and welcome to the fifth lesson in the introductory course for the Center for Resilient Leadership. As I said, the first session we did an overview of the 5 concepts we're going to cover. The second session we addressed neuroscience and the really simple resilient mindset model that talks about the 4 characters of the brain and how we respond to challenge. The next session was on mindfulness and understanding what's happening in the situation and being in the present moment to understand how to make more resilient choices. The next session was about resilience, and I introduced the concepts of the 4 S's of resilience, and that our resilience is based on our response. Resilience is our response to challenge, and it's based on our understanding of those 4 S's. And now we're going to talk about growth mindset. Growth mindset is a concept that was made popular by Carol Dweck. And she's a researcher out of Stanford University, and she did some studies and looked at how we respond to students and how they responded to that, and found that when you tell that we can have one of 2 mindsets. One is a fixed mindset, where students believe that they're either smart or artistic or athletic, and that those are fixed traits that they really are born with. And so they think, wow, I'm an athlete, I'm really, really good at sports, and therefore I'll always be good at sports. Or they can think they're really smart, and therefore they're a good student, and they'll be able to do really, really well academically. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the thought that all of those traits are things that can be learned. I may have started off with some sort of athletic ability, but I can grow that ability. It's not fixed, it's something that I can grow. So I may not be good at math right now, but if I work really hard, I can become better, and I can become better in math. I can be a smarter math student. And that applies to almost any trait we might have. I can become an artistic person. I can become a musician if I work hard. It's about working hard and practicing and putting the time in, and I can become better at anything. And so Carol Dweck said that in the long run, it's better to foster growth mindsets, because people who tend to have fixed mindsets and believe they're either good at something or bad at something, and those traits are innate, tend to not do as well in the long run, because even if they think of themselves as smart and they do really well in school, when they don't, as soon as they face a challenge, they sort of give up and say, oh, well, maybe it means I'm not smart. Whereas people with growth mindsets tend to work harder to become better at what they do, and they tend to face challenges in a really productive way. They work hard and don't get discouraged. And the way that growth mindset ties into the resilient mindset model is, recently I was at a conference, and Carol Dweck was speaking and saying that her growth mindset ideas were really being abused, that people were misinterpreting them at the expense of many kids, many of whom are the kids who need the growth mindset the most, kids who were doing poorly. And teachers were interpreting growth mindset as long as they're trying, it's okay. And the truth is, that's not okay. We need kids to develop strategies that are effective, not just that they're working hard and trying. So the 4 S's of resilience, self, situation, support structures, and strategies, can also be used as a framework to build growth mindset, either for students or for our children or for our workers or for our employers at work. That rather than think, oh, well, you tried hard, it's what worked. What did your strategy work? If it didn't work, then it wasn't effective, and you need to try something else. And one of my favorite lines from Carol Dweck is yet. Have you done well yet? Are you a math student yet? It implies working hard, but it also implies reflecting back on what was effective. Did you use your supports effectively? Did your strategy work? What did you learn about yourself and how you can become better at that skill? Not just that you're smart or you're artistic or you're athletic, but what was it about you that you learned you could do a little bit better in that situation? And in the situation, how can we put that in perspective and break it down to something that we can work hard and grow at? So that's how growth mindset really ties in to the resilient mindset model. And growth mindset is something very, very powerful. Carol Dweck, you can research her book, Mindset, has been one of the ones that's translated from education to corporate world, and has done very well, and I highly, highly recommend it. The next session will be the last session, and that will be about leadership. How do we use these concepts to teach those students or children or employees that we're working with? And I am so glad you're still with us on the journey and look forward to the last leg. Thank you very much.